Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 422. It's Wednesday. Back in my younger days, we called it Black for Thanksgiving, but I do love week. Oh, because it's Thanksgiving and it's all that fun stuff. But there's awesome college basketball. My Badgers looked great last night, beating number 12 Houston. They didn't look great in the second half. They had a great first half. They end up winning. They're in the championship game at I think the Maui. Is it the Maui? Yeah, they're in the Maui Invitational, which is in Vegas. Illinois looked like crap in their last couple games. Lost to Marquette, just blew it up. Got blown out by Cincinnati. So those are the two teams that I followed, of course, with some of the blue blood programs. Duke is looking good in those teams. So I love this week because there's some great college basketball games on. Unfortunately, I didn't watch Gonzaga and UCLA, the 1 and 2 in the country. That was a late West Coast. I had already gone upstairs for the night by the time that game tipped off. But there's always great games. Dick Vitale returned to that game. And I'm excited turning this into cards, college basketball to cards. I'm excited because there's some talent coming up that's going to kind of, I think, rejuvenate the basketball card rookie market in the next couple years. Paolo Banchero from Duke, probably going to be the number one pick in next year's NBA draft. I think I think he's more of a clear-cut number one, which we haven't really had the last, 2 years. So I like that. And then when Bronny James comes up, when he gets to the NBA, when he becomes an NBA draft prospect, the floodgates are going to open. It's going to be crazy, and it's going to come at about the same time in football when Arch Manning is going to be a college quarterback and in NFL prospect. He's already like an NFL prospect. So the next couple of years, there's going to be some big names coming up. And I was reading the blowout forums yesterday and just getting excited for baseball again. It's only November because next year's rookie make it. We already know Wander Franco, who, by the way, signed that huge extension yesterday. So Wander Franco is going to be a rookie in Series 1. Now, temper the expectations on Wander Franco's Series 1 rookies because, remember, they print the hell out of Series 1. Not only is it like mass printed, but it's also in factory sets and team sets. And so there's so many. There's going to be a glut of Wander Franco rookies. Yes, they'll still carry a premium, but it's not going to be like a Mike Trout or a Mookie Betts, who, by the way, Mookie Betts I'm going to get to as we Friday deals. So we have a Wander Franco rookie in Series 1 next year, and then we have potential with some of the top prospects in the game, which, again, the last couple of years we haven't really had. 2020 and 2021. 2020 was just a wacky year, and then 2021 we didn't really have top shelf names come up. We had Kellenic, we had Cabrian Hayes, Joe Adele. We had some of those guys, but they didn't really blow our socks off playing the game. But next year we'll at least have that early on potential. Julio Rodriguez, another name. So there's a bunch of like top shelf prospects that could debut next year and maybe get into a Series 2 or a Topps update. So I'm really excited about the prospect potential here in the next couple of years in all three of the major sports: baseball, football, basketball. So we've got Jenny with us in the chat. We've got Brad in the chat. We have who else? Herman, what's up? Good morning. Arch Manning, Bronny James, man, I'm getting old. Exactly. Almost December. Camps November went. It went. There's Zach. Good morning, Zach. It went really fast, and I almost forgot I was at the show over the weekend in Chicago, and I'm like, what am I going to do this week? Oh crap! I have my card show to prepare for. I had a waiting list. We've sold out 65 table. I had a waiting list. Mike is with us. Good morning, Mike Honcho. And I had to use the waiting list yesterday. I had a vendor who had to back out to work. So had 2 tables. Well, I reach out to one guy on the waiting list. I'm like, hey, I've got 2 tables now available. So he's like, let me check. I might take both. And then like 10 minutes later, I had a current vendor who had 1 table. He's like, hey, can I get a 2nd table? And it's like, well, I'm down to my waiting list. I do have some possibly open. So the waiting list guy took 1, and then so my other vendor got 1. So I'm back to having a full house. Nobody on the waiting list at this current time. I did get a message overnight though from somebody possibly in. So I've been preparing. That's like all I did today. I sleeved almost 10,000 cards for my quarter boxes. I will have 2 new for November basketball boxes, 1 baseball and 1 football. All new for November. Haven't been to any card show yet in the quarter boxes. So if you're going to be in the Madison area this Saturday, Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive, I'm going to have some great quarter boxes and my dollar boxes, biggest yet. I picked up a big bulk collection last week. A lot of these cards are cards that I would be flipping on eBay, but I just have so much. It's just, now I know why there's good things in bargain boxes. People buy all this bulk and it's like, okay, I know what I can sell this for. And even though it's like, this is a $2 or $3 card that normally I pull out of the bargain box and put on eBay, it's like I have so many thousands of these potential cards that let's just liquidate. Let's pay it forward. So I'm paying it forward as a bargain box lover myself, as a bargain box digger myself. I'm paying it forward, and other people can find those deals inside my bargain boxes, both quarters and dollars. If you have a full house, does that mean you're Uncle Joey? Cut it out. Good morning, all. Happy Blackout Wednesday. Yes, sir. Now, for me, we have dinner reservations with in-laws, so maybe I'll be tipping back more beer. So tomorrow, by the way, speaking of that, dinner reservations tonight. I do plan. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I do plan on going live tomorrow morning at 7. Although I may sleep in. Depends on how many beers I drink tonight. So I will go live tomorrow morning. I plan on doing it at 7, but it might be 8. We'll see. It's a holiday, so I'm giving myself a little longer leash. Low Roller Scratcher, good morning. Sell ComC than relying on eBay. No, I've never sold on ComC, and I've only bought on ComC a couple times. Nothing against it. It's similar to my feelings towards Sportlots. I think it's a great platform. It's just not something I utilize myself. What's up, Ryan? Good morning. But I think it's something that I've thought about in the past. I've been able to streamline, and I can list really quick on eBay. And it's a platform that I've used for over 20 years. I think I'm going on 23 years on eBay. And it's something that, and they increased the insertion. That's the big holdback. And I'll tell you the truth. The biggest reason I haven't sent anything off to ComC is because I don't like the insertion fees. That's why I liked eBay when last April they gave us, store. I have the premium store, 50,000 free insertion listings. So I didn't have to worry about picking and choosing what I can list. So I can toss 99-cent cards, $1.50 cards on eBay, and I don't have to pay 10 cents a month for them and lose, any and all potential profits. So that's the main reason I don't like the insertion fees. And they just raise those also. So, but I think it's a great platform for, higher end, higher end stuff, I guess is the right term. But it's just not for me. It's just not something. Same with Sportlots. I'm like in the middle. Like I think Sportlots is low end. eBay can be middle end to higher end, although higher end on eBay scares me a little bit. And then ComC middle end to high end as well. But I fall kind of right there in the middle. Fun fact, I have never had a sip of anything alcohol, says Jenny. Wow, good for you. Today it's going to be caffeine in the morning and alcohol at night to get through to get through Thanksgiving Eve dinner. So earlier I talked about, I can't remember, but I mentioned Mookie Betts and said I'd get to that in a bit. So I've talked, I always talk highly of some of the hobbies Black Friday deals, and you're going to go on the blowout. Blowout is kind of, that's where I camp during Black November. They always have some deals, and sometimes they may not seem like deals, but they really are. And sometimes it involves a little patience. Last year, the loud majority is, oh, there's no sales. These sales suck. There's nothing good. Well, you're not going to get steals. The reason these things are on sale is because they're basically closeouts. They're not selling. They're not going to put, if something is selling, they're not going to put it on a great discount on Black Friday if it's a hot seller, because they can sell it at regular price and still move. So a lot of this stuff is older stuff that's just sitting in a warehouse. Okay, before I get into that low roller scratcher, so my eBay store, so the premium store, and I believe with the 50,000 free listings, you also have to be signed up for managed payments, which I'm pretty sure is like, you have to be in that anyway. So my cost is $60 per month, but I pay upfront for a year. If you do it month by month, it's like $75 a month. So you've got to make sure you have enough inventory to make the numbers work. So you'll have to do the math to figure out, okay, this is how many items I can list. Is it worth it? At the beginning, what I would recommend if you're looking to an eBay store is scale up. Start with, I think the beginner store is kind of I don't want to say a ripoff. It's only like $5 a month, but it kind of gets your feet wet, I would say. And I've talked to people that have signed up with one of those, and they said it's actually, it's probably better just to not even pay that fee, and just sell on your own on eBay without a store. But I would start out with the basic store, and the basic store I think runs $25 a month, $27 a month. Start there. You'll get your 1,000 or how many ever it is, and then scale up. And then once you reach that amount, and that's what I did. I started off with, at the time I had started a store, there were 3 tiers. There was like a $20, $50, and a $300. I think it was $250 at the time. So I didn't have enough to go up to the middle, so I just started with the lowest tier, worked my way up. Once I started, and there's still, like, even though you're paying insertion fees, say you have 1,000 on the basic store, 1,200, you're going to be charged an insertion fee on those 100 or 200 additional listings, but it's still going to be less. Those insertion listings are going to be less than what the next subscription tier would be. So even though you have 1,000 listing, or you have 1,000 free listings, you can list up to, like, I don't know what the break even point is now. I haven't looked at it in a while, but say you can list 1,400 where you're paying your store fee plus a fee on 400 insertion listings. It's still going to be less than the next tier up, the premium store. So those are numbers you'll have to run to see for yourself. Jenny says, I have enough inventory for $50K a month. I just have to make sure I have the commitment to spend that much time listing. I get like 40 a day max listed. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. You have to scale up. I have almost 2 million cards. And a couple 100,000 would be, I mean, some of the stuff I sell on eBay, it's like I need to list all 2 million of my cards. But time is a huge factor in all that. And I only have, like, I'm sitting on less than 7,000 listings. I've been doing this full time now for a month. So even though I have the scanner and I have the file exchange and all that, it still takes time to scale up and build up. So that's my eBay store talk. So going back to the blowout sales, sometimes you look through, they're not going to put if it's a hot seller, they're not going to put it on a Black Friday sale. You have to speculate, is this a good deal? Deal right off the bat, which is something I looked at when I saw the Wave 1 When I saw the Wave 1 deals for this week, something stuck out to me, and it's like, this appears to be a good deal. So I did some digging this morning because I wanted to bring up the Wave 1 sales on blowout cards. A 2014 Topps Chrome Update Baseball Mega Box, $200. Now, at face value, that appears to be outrageous because these were like $15 boxes at Target, and now they're selling for $200. Well, that's not a sale. Yes, that's a great sale because the last one sold about a month ago on eBay, $360 shipped. Many times on these blowout sales, you won't see that type of return. Usually, it's November 24th. You see a sale like that, and typically in November, most recent comps are right around that sale price. So a lot of times you'll see, okay, it's $200 price tag. They're selling $175 to $250. Well, if at the max $250, you turn around right away and sell it after fees and shipping, it's probably a loss. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's it. That was a buy it now price, by the way. $360 shipped. So I'm going down. There was one that sold on October 1st. A best offer was accepted at $375 shipped. I don't know what the best offer was, though. It was less than that. $40 one sold on September 24th. $312 on September 10th. That was an auction. Another auction, $280. So what that tells me is that's a hell of a deal. 16 of those. And I am actually considering buying a case of 2014 Chrome Update Mega Boxes at $200 a pop because there is great return. We're in October, November, the slower sales months in baseball. You can find the best offer accepted on Terapeak. Okay, good to know. So I'm considering buying a case of these, sit on them until spring training, and those prices are likely, I mean, they're selling right now. The last one sold for $360. That tells me that it's likely that's going to be the range in what it will sell for in February, March as we get close to spring training. Now, you're asking why our 2014 Chrome updates so much. Well, there's great rookie class, Mookie Betts. So you've got a crack at a Mookie Betts Chrome rookie. Jacob deGrom rookies are in this. Who else is in there? Jose Abreu rookies are in this. Masahiro Tanaka, I think his value's gone down. But you've got deGrom and Betts are the two headliners. Betts mainly is why. So I also go to see. Well, what is in there that's not sold. So I'm looking at the solds, and there are several in here. You've kind of got to get through the single cards, but 360, 323, that's an auction, another auction, 360, 418. So that's kind of a sealed case, $4,000 free shipping. So you get a case here, $3,200. So yeah, that's about what it works out to. $1,600. That's kind of the math I did based on the recent comps. Let's see. Low Roller says, I heard free eBay. You get 250 free listings for free without a store. Yep, that's the way to go initially. If you don't have the start with just as a user, go in without a store, and then scale up from there. I would skip the beginner store and just go straight to the basic. Low Roller says, unless baseball goes on strike next month, I have a good feeling that there's going to be a lockout, but I don't think there's going to be a strike. And the reason why is there's a lot of movement. We saw Wander Franco sign that contract. We saw Noah Syndergaard sign with the Angels. The Cubs made a trade for Harold Ramirez the other day. So we're seeing, I didn't think there would be anything. I thought the teams would just completely lock up, not literally, but just not do any negotiations, not do any free agent signings, no trades until this deal gets done. So I think the lockout date is December 2nd. There will be, in my opinion, a lockout. Now, how long that lasts, I don't think any of us can really predict, but I have faith that it will not interfere with either spring training or the regular season. And I try to say that as an optimist because I really want to get the hell out of Wisconsin in February, March, and spend a week and a half down in Arizona at spring training. So I'm optimistic that we're going to have spring training in baseball as scheduled. There will be a lockout in December. I think the date December 2nd, midnight December 2nd. So I do think that there's going to be a work stoppage. Hopefully it doesn't last more than a few weeks. And it's going to be interesting to see. I think the reason, the whole Chris Bryant thing, I'm pretty sure Jason Hayward had this happen prior to that, a couple of years prior to Chris Bryant, was the whole arbitration, holding them back, your arbitration date. I think that's going to be wiped out in the new agreement. So you won't see players, okay, we know that, X player, top prospect, is not going to debut until after this date because that's his arbitration date. So I do expect a work stoppage in December, but hopefully I'm optimistic that it's not going to last into the new year or interfere with spring training in the season. Let's see. Brad says, wow, you just went ultra clear. What's up, Dan? Good evening to Dan. Too much money to be lost to kill the golden goose. However, egos have been bruised during COVID 2020. So yeah. So that's what I had. So we were talking about the Black Friday deal. So I think that's a great deal. Blowout cards, $200 a mega box. They're all. I mean, they currently sell for well over that amount on eBay. There's some other deals that it's like, this isn't a deal. Like a 2020 Panini Recon Basketball Hobby Box marked down from $260 all the way down to $250. It's like, what? UFC Chronicles Hobby Box, $350. I don't know UFC, but I know Chronicles is kind of garbage. So I would stay away from that. Prism Draft Blaster boxes for $25, marked down from $30. That's a crappy deal. Panini Contenders Draft Picks Basketball Blasters for $30. That's a crappy deal. Some of these other stuff, I don't know anything. Historic Autographs, Inked Threads, Pokemon, I don't know. NASCAR, Hidden Fates, I don't know any of this stuff. Bowman Chrome, terrible luck with my Bowman Chrome. I'm sitting on one that's sealed just because it was so bad. The other boxes I opened were so bad. So you have to dig through a lot of garbage to get some good deals, but I really think that's the best deal. 2014 Topps Update Mega Boxes. I can't believe there's not more talk on the forums about that deal. Your comps are $350 sold, and that's being offered for $200. They have Topps Living Set Juan Soto rookies for $10. That's funny. So it'll be interesting. I don't know what Blowout continues to do different things on the actual Black Friday. A few years ago, I would wake up. It went live at like 5 or 6 a.m. Central Time, and I was up and I was like refreshing because they would for deals every 2 minutes. And sometimes they would hold back amount, so they would have, like, if you didn't get it this time, there's going to be 5 or 6 more times throughout the day, but you don't know. You just have to keep, which was great for like site traffic because it kept people on your website and continually refreshing the site. So I don't know why they did away with that. Then they began 1 year, I think it was 2 years ago, they unleashed all of their like deals in waves, like every hour. So at the top of each hour, here's what is on sale until it's sold out. Or I think they announced what was coming in the next hour, and I didn't like that either. I like the original where you just had to keep refreshing. Even though I was working, I always had to work Black Friday when I was in the office. It was a clean your desk day and buy baseball cards on blowout day. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And now it's just kind of, I don't even think I bought anything. I think last year was the first time. Oh wait, no, I take that back because I bought the Heritage High Number Mega Boxes and the 2016 Topps Update Mega Boxes. So I did buy some stuff. So I think I've bought stuff on every Black Friday over the last since 2015. Jenny says, I saw Archives on sale for $100 on one site. What would you personally pay for Archives? I stay completely away from hobby on Archives. I would go blasters all the way. I know my buddy Ryan texted me yesterday that one of our Walmart stores was stocked yesterday, and there's Archives on the shelf. And I accumulated so much stuff from the show, the bulk collection I bought, what I picked up out of the bargain boxes over the weekend, that like the window passed for me on Archives. You know, in a couple weeks, if I see something on the shelf, I may pick up a blaster or two. But I've just got so much. I'm inundated with stuff. I've got the 2 autos in a box because historically I've bought blasters, and usually I'll pull an auto. 1 out of every 3 or 4 blaster boxes is kind of what I've been pulling. So I know what 100 and here's another reason. The autos in the hobby boxes are garbage. I mean, they're like literally $3 to $5 autos. It's kind of like Topps Fire and those, like the Archives autographs just aren't worth it. And again, I've had better luck for less money with blasters on Archives. So I would go blasters all the way. I think Topps had them like 150, 180 bucks a hobby box, and you can get, what can you get? 7 or 8 blaster boxes for that price. And you're bound to get at least 1 autograph, probably 2. I don't know what the odds are, but back in the day they were, and it was, I had bought, and I've bought a couple hobby boxes of Archives back. It used to be my kennel like this. It used to be my favorite product. It actually was my favorite product when it went out back in like 2012. And that's when I was getting back into the hobby. I always had like 1 foot in, but 2012 is kind of when I was still, is when I got back in, and that's when it ramped up. 2014 is when it just took off. But 2012 Archives, I'm like, wow, because now it's 2021. It's been 10 years almost since Archives was first released. And we've seen all of these old designs in countless other Topps products. So it's not like in 2011, 2012, we didn't have overkill on old designs. Now we do. And now it's just like, here's Archives. And I've said this for a couple of years. They need to do the I would love to see Topps Archives baseball, but with like 1985 Topps wrestling design, or 86 Topps football, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the Throwback Thursday designs. They do baseball on non-sports designs on Throwback Thursday cards. I think that's what Archives should be. I would be all about. I'd pay $100 or $150 for a hobby box of that. But again, in 10 years, we'll get sick of those designs. It is what it is. But yeah, go blasters on Archives. Dan says I might get to see Snow up by him. I actually like Snow. Zach went to Target yesterday. I checked to see if they had baseball cards. Nice to see actual fully stocked, but no penny sleeves, which is what I needed. That's funny because that's what I went to last Friday. No, it was 2 Fridays ago. I went to 3 Walmarts and 3 Targets in search of penny sleeves, and I wanted Archives. But I think I did end up. I think the one of the Targets had penny sleeves, so I was able to get like 2,000 or 3,000 penny sleeves. $150 still on Topps site for Archives hobby boxes. That's a terrible price point. $100, I would say maybe. I would look at the price breakdown on per card, because your autos are going to be a push. And I do know they're guaranteed in the hobby boxes, not guaranteed in the blasters. 5 blaster boxes, probably not going to get 2 autos and 5 blasters, but you'll likely get 1. I'd break it down in those autographs. Again, they're $3 to $5 autographs. I mean, outside of some outliers, but I would break down like the per card cost. I don't know. I haven't looked that deeply into it because I'm strictly blasters when it comes to archives, but at $100, if you want to open a hobby box, it might be worth it. Low Roller says, are you planning to make a video which collection you bought? You can show it on YouTube. YouTube loves these types of videos since it's very popular. I thought about it. So what happened was I was going to do it, but I'm so in a time crunch this week because I had to sleeve like everything for my card show Saturday, and we have family in town. So I'm not really going to. I may make a video later this week about my bargain boxes, and so that'll have basically everything that I picked up, at least in the quarter boxes. I do have one box to go through that was like basically why I bought it. It's great. I mean, the collection I bought between 20 and 25,000 cards, but I was able to pull about 8 to 10,000 cards for my quarter boxes. Another row of, there's some stuff that's, a lot of those could have been dollar cards, but it's like, put them in the quarter box. I pulled maybe 100 aside for the dollar box, but then there's a 4-row box filled with color parallels, autos. There were 2 boxes of relics. I did put some of the relics on eBay last night. I'm shocked at some of the, I thought they were dollar relics, but one of $12. There's some 2009 Upper Deck basketball books that actually say they were game worn from a specific game. Like there's a Walt Frazier, and when I pulled it out, it was Walt Frazier and Willis Reed, I think, and I flipped it on the back, and it says the Walt Frazier. This was worn by Walt Frazier in the 1971 NBA All-Star Game. Now, if that's legit, it does look like an aged jersey. It's in my eBay store for $20. That's kind of where comps are. There's, I think, a couple out there. So yeah, I may make a video later this week just to show off the bargain boxes. And then I still have I went through that's basically why I bought the collection, was the one box of parallels and autos and relics. And then the other stuff for my quarter boxes was just gravy, quarter box gravy. Okay. Jenny says, I agree. I'm so tired of seeing the same design, archives, heritage, flagship inserts. Yeah. Now we're seeing heritage, which now I love the concept of heritage. And I didn't like the concept of heritage in 2012 because I wanted to see the other designs. Now I've seen them ad nauseum. But now we're seeing to the 70s. Next year's going to be 73 already. So we've seen all those designs, and archives has recycled designs. Brad says it's in the 60s. Good for you. It was actually fairly warm yesterday. I took the dog for a walk. It was probably in the 40s. But the sun was out. It was nice. I was very tempted to drive to Madison for the weekend, but not going to work this time. That would have been great. Morning all. I hope you all have a good Thanksgiving tomorrow. Thank you. You as well, DR. Low Roller says, do you ever buy sports cards for 2,000 cards or more on eBay? It costs around 20 to $60. Is it worth it? Is it a scam? I would say it's probably not a scam. But is it worth it? Probably either. I stay away from those lots. And the reason why is my thought process on those type of lots is everything has been picked through. I don't believe anybody when they're, this is from uncle's collection, never been picked through, or I didn't have time to go through this collection. Now, who's going to spend X amount on a collection and then not have the time to go through it? I'm sure it happens. But kind of waves a red flag in my face. So I stay away. If you're wanting to buy bulk lots, look at Facebook Marketplace, look at Craigslist, go to card shows. Those are the best places to find them. Networking is the collection I bought was through networking. My buddy Mike from the Rockford Card Show, guy wanted to get rid of his bulk. And Mike says, "Hey, this guy back here at the Bargain Box, Bargain Box Bo, talked. We exchanged numbers and we made a deal. So sometimes it's networking among those other things." Mike says, "Glad that collection worked out. I figured it would be right up your alley. It was awesome. I love it. Haven't gone through the well, actually, I did. On Saturday night, I went through the good stuff, and then went through a lot of the quarter box stuff. This week, sleeved about 8,000 cards for my quarter boxes, few in the dollar boxes, and a lot of it is stuff that I would be pulling out. Like as I was putting sleeves on and putting them in quarter boxes, it's like, if I was at a card show and this was somebody else's bargain box, I would probably offer to buy the whole box because this is what I look for. But in there it is. Like it's all about the time. So Jenny says, if set building or TTM in person autos would be worth rolling the dice for $20. Yeah. I guess it's what your goal is. If it's 2,000 cards for $20 and you just want bulk and can't find it locally, it's probably worth a shot. But if you're looking to make quarter boxes or dollar boxes or flip, I would stay away. What advice do you have for introverted people at a card show? Man, that's hard because I can be introverted at times, which I know may sound a little funny. That's a great. I really don't have an answer for it. Work on not being introvert. I mean, I just don't have a good answer for that because it's hard, and I know you can't just flip a switch and be, hey, I'm not going to be introvert. I'm going to be extroverted today. I know you can't flip a switch and just do it. I would say, okay, so I would say if you're set up, and I'm looking at this from a dealer / vendor side, if you have a table, have a sign that just says buying, or just have it written, and that way people come to you. Because sometimes in my introverted stages, I just wait until people come to me, and I'll piggyback on what Brad just says. That's perfect. Go with friends. Yeah, I'm much more extroverted when I have familiarity around me. When I'm in a crowded room with people I don't know, I'm introverted. I'm more introverted than normal. But if I'm at a card show and a couple of people I know are set up next to me, or the more comfortable I am around the people in the room, the more extroverted I become. So Brad, that's a great point. I think Brad has the best advice. Go with friends or family, people you're comfortable with, because that does, even for introverts, that is likely going to make you a little more extroverted, a little more talkative, more comfortable, confident. Because that's for me. I'm much more willing to make deals and talk to people that I don't know if I'm around people that I'm comfortable with. DR says, my best advice, I stick with the same dealer and work deals show after show. That's also good. And that's because it builds familiarity with both you and the person you're dealing with. And that works. I've got another vendor who sets up with bargain boxes, and he buys way more bulk than I do. But we, last show, we made a deal. He gave me a great price. And he didn't have to go home with 5 or 6 monster boxes. And I was able to, make some dollar cards out of them and flip some of them. And I had a good time with them. So yeah, that's also, work with the same people. They know what you're looking for. They know what price point. That's also great advice. I was thinking, as a buyer, breaking the ice feels weird when I've never done business with them before. Yeah, that's always tough. And there's a lot of times where I won't even I'll see stuff in a box that I like, but it's like, oh, are they willing to sell? And I won't even ask the question. I guess just breaking the ice. Sometimes it's just conversation. Like, if you start the conversation or if they start the conversation, it may be about the weather. Who knows? But an icebreaker of some sort. Maybe it's just you see a card that brings back some nostalgia, and it's like, oh hey, Rocket Ishmael. Oh man, I remember him at Notre Dame and all that. Or this card was so awesome. And then some dealers, they're just not into small talk. Some dealers love to talk, and you can't get away from their table. And some you just want to run because they look at you like they're the comic book guy from The Simpsons. So yeah, say that again. I want to make that a drop. Go with someone you're comfortable with, and then talk to everyone, and you'll suddenly make friends with all the hobby people. My icebreaker is, how far did you have to drive to the show? Yeah, that's a good one. Do you ever sports cards on flea markets? You can go to flea markets, sell your sports cards every week without relying on card shows. No, I've gone to flea markets. We have some in the area. We have an indoor flea market about 45 minutes away from where I'm at. It's just not really my thing. Because I don't want to go every week. I don't want to haul my stuff to a flea market every week. I like card shows better because that's it's like direct marketing. At a flea market, your clientele is scattered all over the place. People looking for certain things. You have people looking for deals, and every once in a while, people looking for cards. But at a card show, everybody's looking for cards. Yes, they may not be looking for what specifically you have. They may be looking for slabs or for vintage or for building sets. They're not looking for but at least you capture exactly what you're looking for as far as clientele. So stick to card shows as a seller. I'm sticking to just two a month as a dealer, and then I'll walk area shows in some of the off weekends. But I've gone in it's a super, super small sample size because I've only gone to a few over the last couple of years, but I don't really find deals because what I tend to find is the flea market I went to this past summer. Actually, I went to two this past summer. Is you find 89 Tops factory sets for 40, or Ziploc baggie of junk wax era cards for $5, and it's just garbage. So I just stay away. There's nothing super local for me as far as flea markets. I think the closest one might be 30 to 45 minutes. So it's just not something that I'm into. Wow, going on 45 minutes. Holy moly. See the random days, just the conversation, love the chat. Just go everywhere. So I like it. So again, tomorrow I will go live at some point. Probably I'll aim for 7 a.m., but it might be later. It is Thanksgiving, so cut me some slack for Thanksgiving Thursday. Friday morning, just heard you say baggy 3 times because of the lag. Friday morning, I'll go live 7 a.m. For Black Friday, and then no show on Saturday. I'll be at the card show. I'll be documenting the day, though, on Twitter at 1 million Cubs. And then Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Actually, Sunday morning, it'll be whenever I wake up. Sunday mornings, it just kind of depends. Sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 9. But Sunday morning will be my show review from the Madison Card Show. Again, this Saturday, Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. Tables are sold out. If you do have any interest in getting a table, I can put you on a waiting list. Our next show will be January 29th. So again, if you want tables, reach out quickly because like this month we sold out about a week and a half prior to the show. So we'll need those confirmations early. Hours not a free admission. I'll have my bargain boxes out. Again, probably around 50,000 quarter cards and some dollar cards as well. So it's going to be a fun show. A lot of variety. So have a great Wednesday, and get prepared for Turkey Thursday tomorrow. So have a great one. Brad is going live. Tomorrow, or Brad is going live today in just a little bit. Sorry, Brad. So check out Brad going live in just a little bit, 8 o'clock, Texas Card Dude. So check out his channel on YouTube, Texas Card Dude. He'll be live in a few minutes. Have a great Wednesday, and we'll talk tomorrow morning.